Up next, we've got to check in with Tucker Carlson, who's making some waves online right now and sparking debate on the right after a clip from his new independent show of him kind of trashing America in a certain way is sparking debate on the right and leading people to disagree about whether this take is actually kind of woke. Here's what Tucker said that's so controversial about America. Take a listen and hear for yourself.
I've never seen any population treated the way Americans are being treated by their leaders now. And I'm very worried that at some point people will be like, I'm not putting up with this. I don't know why anybody pays taxes in this country. For the record, I'm not counseling not pay your taxes because I don't want to get arrested. But I just don't understand the consent level in this country is still incredibly high. Maybe we're just like moving through the motions or something. All the good people are the people they lecture and call names. And because they are good people, they're dutiful people, and they just do what they think they're supposed to do. But I don't know why they're doing it. Why would you send $1 to people who laugh over your death? Your nephew dies of fentanyl and they don't care, and you're still sending them money? I don't get that, honestly.
So some people have criticized this commentary from Tucker, including the YouTuber and political commentator Konstantin Kisin, who I actually like him and agree with a lot of his takes, who had this to say in a tweet thread criticizing Carlson. Some people criticize me for calling it the woke right, but I genuinely don't understand how they don't see it. The woke left claimed that America, one of the most racially tolerant countries in the world, was the most racist country ever. The woke right claims America, one of the best governed countries in the world, treats its citizens worse than any other. It is true that there are racists in America, and it is true that America has problems when it comes to living up to its ideals on things like free speech. But this is just victimhood for clicks, and it's frankly pathetic, unpatriotic, and silly. Konstantin wasn't the only one on the right who disagreed with Carlson's comments. Adam B. Coleman, a writer who I also like, tweeted, "I highly encourage Americans to talk to immigrants of this great nation and genuinely ask them why they would leave everything they've known to come here. Then you'll have a greater perspective about how fortunate we are. Our government has problems, yes, but far from the worst." So while I did relate to the part of Tucker's comments where he was talking about paying taxes to a shitty government, trust me, I don't like it either, I did find his commentary hyperbolic to kind of a ridiculous extreme. Tucker actually suggested that America's government treats its citizens worse than any he's ever seen. Huh? To be clear, I think our government has too many problems to count and does lots of horrible things to us as citizens, but that's a pretty wild claim to make when you survey the world and look at the government of China, of Russia, of North Korea, or governments that are actively killing their own people. Just because our government violates our freedoms and screws people over in many different ways, we can acknowledge that without being hyperbolic, without exaggerating and claiming America is somehow the worst country in the world. I kind of do agree with Konstantin that that's kind of a woke tactic. That's what woke people do when they claim America's the worst country ever, the most racist country ever, even though, yeah, we have some problems, but like in many senses, we're actually pretty darn good on those issues. The same thing is true for our government treating our citizens. Yeah, we have some problems, but claiming that we're the worst is ridiculous hyperbole. And it's sad because I think Tucker did raise real and important issues like the fentanyl crisis, the overdose crisis that's killing thousands and thousands of Americans and destroying families and upending lives. And it's such a heartbreaking issue. But just like woke people on the left, he's taking a real issue and discrediting the actually valid concerns he's raising about it by engaging in hyperbole and fear-mongering and doomerism. I'm not a fan of that when people on the left do it, and I'm also not a fan of it when people on the right do it. But ever since Tucker went independent, he seems to be doing this kind of alarmist, doomsday, and in some cases, conspiratorial thing more often. And I think that's pretty unfortunate. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree with Konstantin and me, or are you on Tucker's side on this one? I do want to hear from you, even if you disagree with me.